It's officially the 10th year of me doing filmmaking, and I've learned a ridiculous amount along the way, not only in my business of making money, but just the hardships that come along with being a creative. So with that, I wanted to share 10 lessons in my 10 years of filmmaking in hopes that it makes your journey a little less turbulent. Number 1, do what you need to do to get a good image. I feel like when I first began filmmaking and I was working with my clients, I was really timid on set, and a client would say something and I would take into account what they're saying and only partially do what I feel like I needed to do to get a good image. Deep down, I knew if I had full control of the set, the overall video and image would be a lot better, but since I was timid, I just kind of let the client run the show. Fast forward to today, I direct all of our shoots for our production company, and there is no negotiation. Ultimately, when creating videos, I'm trying to create quality videos, and quality takes a lot of time and effort. And if you're a director like me, then you need to take that time. Number 2, force yourself to create. The harsh reality in this industry is that there is no clear path to success. So what's most important is that you just begin creating. And to stay consistent and to figure out what to actually create, I recommend sticking to a very specific schedule that you can do for at least a year. Personally, I've done 100 days of posting on Instagram in a row. Currently, I'm doing one video every 2 weeks because I'm putting a little more time and energy into it, but ultimately create a schedule and stick to it. And that leads me to my point number 3, and that is to get your reps in. If you want to become a great filmmaker, then you just have to film a ton. Coming from a martial arts background, all we would do is just throw kicks and throw kicks and throw punches and throw punches, because if you throw 100,000 kicks and they've only thrown 1,000 kicks, you know you're going to be better. And that's just like anything, you need to get your reps in. Number 4, always meet in person. If you're looking to make a great film or create a great relationship, then it's really valuable to actually sit down with people in person versus over a call. Reason being is you pick up on each other's energy, and when you pick up on each other's energy, it allows more creativity to flow and overall more synchronicity between each other's ideas, which will lead you to a better end product and be the reason why you have a successful business or filmmaking career. Number 5 has to do with lighting a scene, and it is to always film into the dark side of your subject. And what I mean by that is, in any given scene, there will always be some sort of key light in the frame, whether that's a literal artificial key light you set up, or it's the sun, or it's a window that's in frame. You will always have some form of a key light. And when you're filming, you need to make sure that the camera is shooting into the dark side, which is the opposite side of the key light, to give more contrast and depth to your image. It's very often I see people filming into the bright side, but it gives kind of a deer in headlights look, and it just overall isn't that flattering. Number 6, have a passion that is unrelated to money or financial gain. About 5 years into my career, I started to realize that every single part of my life was roped around money. I started filmmaking because I loved it, but then I needed to start a business to make money, and that changed the way I viewed filmmaking. I started traveling because I love traveling, but then I started making travel itineraries and trying to monetize off of social media because I was traveling. And then I started sewing clothes, and then I started selling the clothes that I would sew. And it kind of just like pulled the soul out of the work and art that I was creating. And it wasn't until I found Muay Thai that I really started to understand the value of having a passion that is completely unrelated to making money. Number 7, your health guides your creativity. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like as an artist, I've always struggled with mental health. Some days or months, it'll feel like I'm falling into a depression and it feels like I'm getting sucked into a black hole. Other times I'll get so anxious that it becomes almost like impossible for me to go out and talk to somebody in public. I'll have really high highs and really low lows, and it kind of makes me feel like I'm crazy, but I've realized that it's just how creatives naturally are. After experiencing this so much, I've realized that it's my responsibility to fix it if I'm feeling a certain type of way. So I put the control into my own hands, and I start to understand when I'm feeling more sad or more anxious, and I focus on my physical and mental health. All I'm saying is that your health is what is going to guide your creativity, so it is very worthwhile to invest in it. Number 8, don't neglect the marketing side of your business. If you're an artist that's trying to start a business, chances are you may be focusing on the art and the product itself. And when you start a business and you don't make a ton of sales or get a ton of clients, it's because you're focusing on the art and not focusing on marketing the art. I spent the first 5 years of my career broke just because I focused on how to create the best video possible, which in theory sounds more genuine and honest and more right. But the harsh reality is, if you don't know how to market your business, nobody's gonna pay you anything. So I have spent the last 5 years working on marketing rather than expecting clients to just show up at my door and pay me money. Number 9, and that is to find the right partner. Whether this be your life partner or your business partner, there are gonna be people that stick through the high highs and the low lows. So you have to make sure that it's somebody that is right. When you start a new business, there's going to be a lot of hard times. You're going to be broke for a bit, and things aren't always going to be looking pretty. So you need to make sure that you have a partner that can stick through that with you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Your partner will make or break your passion. Your partner will either tear you down or build you up, so it is very, very important for you to find the right person. And number 10, last but not least, is to not take life too seriously. I feel like I've spent so many years just grinding and focusing and being far too serious in this life, and a part of me feels like those years were wasted. We're all gonna die. You could die tomorrow, I could die the next day, so it's important to not take life too seriously because it truly is precious. I spent so many years avoiding friendships and relationships just because I was so focused on my work. I didn't spend enough time with my family. It's important to take time to put into building your business or to create art that's meaningful to you. But don't take so much time that you get wrapped up in it and forget about the true fruits of life. Sorry to end on a sappy note, but it's just very important, so I want to leave you with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. This past decade of experience has been incredibly difficult, so I'm just trying to share some knowledge that you don't have to go through the same hardships that I went through, and I hope I can share more tips like this in the future. I hope this helped you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in a couple weeks.